and run. He starts that way, and at the last minute, he sees Ridley uncover, and he reloads and throws the football. I think that surprised the Clemson defense because typically Jalen Hurts, when he sees grass in front of him, he's going to tuck that thing and run. Tremendous composure by Jalen Hurts.
And you know, in 2 college football playoff championship games against Clemson, 2 games. So he breaks through our first touchdown of Burley.
Yeah, we've come this far, but can we finish what we started? Do we have it in us? Can we get back at it and keep grinding? Because the second we think we've given everything, we're gonna give more. Because this is our moment, and we are. We are made for this.
Whatever you're made for, Gatorade is made to fuel it.
Have a great day.
You ready, babe?
How do you become the most trusted brand of SUVs?
Go, go, go. We've got room.
You make it for those who are running a bit late, run into a little trouble, or might just be running low.
Alexa, tell Starbucks to start my usual order.
So that the morning routine stays routine. That's Ford, and that's how you become the most trusted brand of SUVs.
We're not born with it. It's a commitment, a promise we make every day, to ourselves and to others. None of us achieves greatness
You're diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Glyphosate, the primary ingredient in Roundup weed killer, was recently designated a probable human carcinogen by the World Health Organization. Call right now.
Call 800-499-9812. That's 800-499-9812.
I was on heroin.
I used crack cocaine.
We are the Addiction Network. And if you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, you need to call the number on your screen now. Addiction is a disease, and you can't go it alone. The call is free, and so is the consultation. If you have private insurance, your treatment could be covered with no out-of-pocket cost. So call the Addiction Network now.
Call 800-513-2143.
Football playoff semifinal at the All-State Sugar Bowl. Joe, Todd, Lauren Virgin tried to make the most of it. Todd, let's look at All-State's all-hands in play.
Well, we talked about Calvin Ridley needing to get involved. Here he is in the slot, and he's going to run a route, and he is going to be open right here. And Jalen Hurts is going to miss him initially. Right now, Calvin Ridley is open. But what he does is he stays with it when his quarterback leaves the pocket and uncovers in the back of the end zone. And Jalen Hurts alertly finds him and gets the connection for the touchdown.
together. He once saved 2 birds with 1 stone. And he once drove 8 hours in a sidecar just to get to a game. He is Rob Riggle, the most interesting fan of college football.
That me?
Stay thirsty, mis amigos.
At AT&T, buy 1 iPhone 8 and get 1 on us. That's 1 for you and 1 for your BFF. Your backup singer. Your frenemy. Your boo. Your roomie. So 1 phone for you and 1 phone for someone in your squad. Buy an iPhone 8 when you have DirecTV.
Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150 with best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability to get big things to big places big time. And things just got bigger. F-150 is now Motor Trend's 2018 Truck of the Year. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
Today, what are you going to give? Give 30 more seconds on your Peloton. Give it from right here in your living room. Give it your best morning, noon, or night. Give it up for New York's best instructors live. Give them something to see. Give yourself 1,000 other riders to push you to the top. Give it up for this song. Give more than you ever thought you could. Give your home the one thing that will make you give it all. Peloton.
Before you even step on campus, you know the power of Clemson moments. They're defining moments, ones that shape who you become. Moments when you discover a calling, a passion, the future. When you explore, create, change a life, or change the world. These defining moments bring us together and set us apart. They make us a family that never, for a single moment, forgets we are Tigers.
Incredible stamp that Raekwon Davis just put at the end of that first quarter.
Yeah, and you know, I was at practice the other day, and I just happened to be on the sideline, and there was a little thing going on where Minkah Fitzpatrick, the leader of the defense, was getting on Raekwon Davis. Raekwon was talking some smack, and he said, why don't you stop talking and just make plays? You talk more than anybody on our team, just make plays. Well, he made a play there to end the first quarter, and Alabama's defense has been suffocating so far early in this ball game.
Start of the second quarter. Clemson trying to get out of this hole. Kelly Bryant straight ahead, lowering his shoulders. And Davis with the tackle after a 4-yard gain from Bryant.
Here's the dilemma for Clemson right now, Joe. If this was last year and that guy was still playing quarterback, Clemson would say, you know what, we have to wait to try to run the football. We need to put it in the hands of our quarterback and start pitching it all over the place. But that's not how they've played offense this year. They have relied on 4 returning starters on the offensive line and running the football and not putting it all on the hands of their first-year quarterback.
3rd and 13, pressured again. Bryant is going to tuck, try to get to the edge, and he does so for a first down. Just made the most of it, did Kelly Bryant.
Well, credit the freshman back, Travis Etienne, with the block. He's out as a wide receiver. Watch number 9 come back in the screen and get a block on the safety, Ronnie Harris, right there. And that enabled Kelly Bryant to get the first down. Nice job by the freshman running back, who was out as a wide receiver, getting the key block.
Well, 14 minutes ticking down before half. That was their first down of the game as Choice went ahead for 2.
It was another 3rd down and long. Alabama had him right where they wanted to have Kelly Bryant, but he made the kind of plays he's been making all year, running the football.
It's a 19-yard run on that 3rd and 13.
Got to find a way to get Hunter Renfrow involved again. Here he is in the slot. He's a playmaker. He's been a real dagger in the side of this Alabama defense.
2nd and 8. The slant was thrown behind Hunter Renfrow to be 3rd and long again. Holly.
Guy's a big development right now. The freshman sensation running back Travis Etienne took a major blow 2 plays before. He got up and he was running around, staggering, couldn't gain his balance, couldn't run in a straight line. They've pulled him out of the game, and he is now being examined by Danny Poole, the athletic trainer. Keep you updated on if he's got a head injury.
That is a costly one, as he has been the breakout star as the season has gone on. He scores a touchdown every 7.9 carries, #1 percentage in the nation. So they are without Etienne.
The lead in the 4th quarter. So no panic by Dabo Swinney or the Tigers right now as they enter Alabama territory for the first time.
Complete again to Kane. Well, Taco Bell has brought the best of the regular season to the college football playoff by creating the Live Más student section. Hey, they're picking up the tab for 500 student tickets from each school right here at the All-State Sugar Bowl and the National Championship game, giving the biggest games back to the biggest fans. How would you like to be one of those students? Grab yourself a ticket to this main event on New Year's Day.
For the first time, Clemson finds himself with a 3rd down and short yardage here. A lot of options for their offense.
3rd and 1. McLeod motions back. Bryant's going to keep, and Bryant spins for something extra. Inside the 30, move the chains again.
When Deshaun Watson was playing quarterback, he would run, particularly in the big games. This is a quarterback run all the way. There's no read involved. He's just turns into a running back. Look at him protect the football as he's spinning, and he easily converts the 1st down. Deshaun ran when they needed him to run. Kelly Bryant runs because that's a big part of their offensive package. It's by design, and he does it quite often.
Pulls it here, pressure off the edge, gets away from Minka Fitzpatrick, but then tracked down by Rashaan Evans.
Yeah, you don't normally see somebody get away from Minka Fitzpatrick. Edge rusher misses Kelly Bryant, but you see the speed of Rashaan Evans coming inside out and forcing Bryant out of bounds for a loss of yardage play anyway.
There is the first team All-American, the 17th unanimous All-American under Coach Saban. 11th play of this drive. Low snap. Bryant is going to take it straight ahead. And will leave them with another 3rd and long.
Pretty good job by the Clemson offensive lineman that time, staying on blocks. It wasn't a big gain, but at least gives them a shot here at 3rd down and 9.
Really struggled with the downfield passing earlier this season, but the last 3 games he's 64% on passes over 15 yards. A 3rd down and 9. See if he goes downfield here. A-gap pressure straight up the gut. Downfield he goes, looking for the freshman. Incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target. Tony Brown had coverage.
Well, because of the pressure by Deontay Thompson, who came on the safety blitz, Kelly Bryant wasn't able to step into this throw. It was a little bit underthrown, and that enabled Tony Brown a chance to make a play on the ball. If Kelly Bryant gets more on this football and Higgins can separate to the back of the end zone, it's probably a touchdown.
So it'll be a long field goal attempt for Alex Spence, a 44-yard attempt. He just kicked a career-long 46-yarder in the ACC championship game. And he gets it. Alex Spence delivers. He has made 7 of his last 8 field goal attempts. Clemson's on the board.
As a young boy, he dreamt of playing for the Tide like all boys growing up in Pelham, Alabama. But little Dabo actually did. So don't ask the man behind the big orange C how big of a deal your opponent with the slanted Crimson A is. He knows just fine. He has a birth certificate, diploma, and championship ring to prove it. Dabo Swinney from Pelham, Alabama to the college football playoff.
And he got that championship ring 25 years ago today, right here. He's got his team staying in the same hotel that he was staying in when he was with Bama. Ruggs from the 4-yard line. Met well at the 15. Holly, it's been a long path for Dabo.
Well, that's right. That boy from Pelham, Alabama had a tough time growing up. At times, not a roof over his head, had to stay with friends. When he moved to Alabama and got a dorm room, he actually had his mom come and live with him in the dorm for a while. He got into coaching. It didn't work out. He was selling commercial real estate. He went and visited Clemson and took a picture with Howard's Rock. Who knew that just a few years later he would actually be coaching there? It was hard, though. At a time, he told his young children, hey, should I get out of coaching and spend more time with the family? They said, no, Dad, do what you love because we love it, too. And now here he is trying to get to a second straight national championship.
And back in New Orleans. Story. This is Jacobs out of the backfield, met after just a yard.
Yeah, I thought it was funny when we met with him the other day. He talked about, yeah, we're in the same hotel. We're practicing at Tulane the same way we did. He says, we're in the same hotel, but I can guarantee you I'm not in the same room as I was when I played. No. He's got a big boy room now.
He said, I'm staying at that same hotel that Gene Stallings put us, and we're going to practice at Tulane same practice field that we were on, hoping for a little bit of that magic from his past.
Worst starting field position of the ball game for Alabama here.
Going to swing it now to the other side. It's Najee Harris, who's going to be a big star down the road, getting some action here. True freshman from California. Holly?
Dabo is certainly thinking back to that time at the Sugar Bowl 25 years ago, and he actually came out here onto the field with something in his hand. It was grass, and he walked the whole length of the field, dropping that grass as he went. He ended in the end zone, and I asked him, where is that grass from? What is special about it? And he said, that's something I'm going to keep private. I just call it my secret mojo. We'll see if it works tonight.
He's a very spiritual guy and greatly appreciative of all the opportunities that have come his way. There is some of that grass that Dabo sprinkled here on the field of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Dorian O'Daniel was helped off the field after that play, one of their real leaders on defense. He was hit hard on a crackback block by Jerry Jeudy, one of the freshman wide receivers that sprung that play for Alabama.
There's O'Daniel, who leads the team in tackles. Flea flicker, Hurts winds it up, wants all of it. Ridley couldn't come down with it.
It was underthrown, Joe. If he throws this thing deeper, Ridley scores. Because Ridley had to wait to catch the ball, Van Smith, the safety, was able to come and make a play. Now, flea flickers take time, but if he loads it and throws right now, that's a touchdown easily. Because Ridley had to stop and come back for the football, the safety, Van Smith, was able to get his left hand in there and knock the ball away. Beautiful play in recovery by Van Smith. I love the play call. Just got to throw that thing out there sooner.
Here's Damian Harris. Quick burst as he goes between blockers. Going to be just a yard short of that line.
Yeah, see, this is to offset the quickness and the speed of that defensive front. They're getting the ball on the perimeter this possession, throwing it quickly to their backs. We saw Najee Harris with a nice catch. We've seen Bo Scarborough catch it on the perimeter, and that time Damian Harris. And Alabama with another third down and short. They're 3 for 5 in the ball game on third down. Last year in this game against Clemson, they were 2 for 15.
3rd and 1. Big Cleveland Farrell lines up, looking to get a stop here. They meet Harris at first, and it'll depend on the spot. I think he did get forward to the 50-yard line to move the sticks.
Both officials are marking him beyond the 50-yard line. 3rd down and 1, boy, you just got a lot of options of what you want to do offensively. Alabama had an extra offensive lineman in again that play. They've gone to an unbalanced line a couple times in short yardage situations.
Jacobs and Najee Harris back in as the 2 running backs. They have passed with this personnel. And he looks Jacobs' way again. Well read, and Jacobs tries to break free, but he couldn't. Van Smith as well as Kendall Joseph in the mix.
Well, they went to the well one too many times, trying to get the ball out quickly to a back on the perimeter. And because Jalen Hurts had to kind of double clutch that one, it enabled Clemson to really close on the play and stop it for no gain.
Big Bo comes back in at running back. And he will get the carry on 2nd down. With all that weight coming behind him, gets it to the 45.
The 3rd down was such a problem for Alabama last year. They ran the ball well for 221 yards, but 2 for 15. They couldn't stay on the field, and the net result of that 2 for 15, they only ran 66 plays in the game. Clemson, on the other hand, ran 99, and that wore down the Alabama defense late in the ball game.
3rd and 6. Hurts with Farrell coming after him, and that'll be well short as he was just looking for an option, and Scarborough was left as it.
And Cleveland Farrell was left unblocked. You want to block the most dangerous and turn loose the outside. Unfortunately for Jalen Hurts, that was Cleveland Farrell, who leads this Tiger defense in sacks and tackles for loss. And Jalen Hurts did whatever he could just to get rid of the football.
J.K. Scott Comes on the punt.
Such a huge leg, but the last time he had a short punt opportunity, didn't get the best kickoff. Wants to try to pin Clemson inside the 10 if he can here.
Renfro's got those heels at the 10. And that's where the fair catch comes. Defense as Feaster struggles.
Well, the reason that's so important, as we see Minkah Fitzpatrick, the leader of this defense, make a play, is this defense relies on communication. And Sean Hamill, now they're down to their third signal caller in Mack Wilson. It's a lot of responsibility for any player.
3rd down and 6. Bryant being chased and has to throw it away. Great spin move by Rashaan Evans to get after Kelly Bryant.
He's an inside linebacker. He's
swarmed to that screen pass that actually had a chance when he let that football go to Feaster.
Clemson 3 of 7 in 3rd down conversions. Here's a 3rd down and 6 play now. From the 30, they need the 36. Feaster to the left of his quarterback. Bryant gets the snap. Bryant steps back 4 strides. He's under pressure, sets up on the near side and throws that one away. Everybody was covered, and here came Rashaan Evans, sets up on the near side and throws that one away. Everybody was covered, and here came Rashaan Evans to just muddy the picture with help from Daron Payne.
3rd and 6.
And that time Bryant had no choice but to chuck it away.
Alabama can play coverage. They get pressure with Rashaan Evans. It's not ideal for Clemson. Alabama can play coverage. coverage,
they
get pressure,
and now
with Rashawn
Alabama
Evans
gets the football back
as a
with
fifth
over
rusher.
4 minutes
He
left,
has to force
and all 3
a throwaway,
timeouts
and now
on the clock
Alabama gets
for
the football
Alabama.
back with
3
over
punts
4
already
minutes
for
left,
Spires,
and all
averaging
3
37
timeouts
yards a
on
punt.
the clock.
Trayvon Diggs is 3 punts already standing back at his own 37 yards a punt. The kick will go left to right. It'll be a rugby style, but there's a flag back at his own 35. The kick will go left to right. It'll be a rugby style, but there's a flag on the play.
Offense, number 11.
Flag on Clemson as they blew it dead. Second penalty.
False start. Offense, number 11. 5-yard penalty.
Second penalty of the day on the Clemson Tigers. That was referee Land Clark, who is the referee from the Pac-12 conference. Their crew working this game here tonight. So 2 penalties now on Clemson. And Diggs will move up to the 35-yard line, waiting for the punt from Spires.
Well, that's valuable yardage for Alabama. 5 precious yards here. It gives them a better chance to get even better field position.
The snap by Austin Spence, and Bama nearly gets a piece of it. Trayvon says he'll make the grab. I thought he had called fair catch, but apparently not. He gets to the 40-yard line and is snowed under there. 36-yard punt. And that's what Dabo Swinney is complaining about. Anytime you move your arm in any kind of a gesture in nowadays college football rules, that goes as a fair catch. And it looked to me as though he moved his arm signaling fair catch. Then he caught it and took off. While they figure it out, we'll break away for this. Bama's up 10-3 on Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
For Crimson Tide fans, Saturday is game day. For business owners, it's another day in your work week. UPS gets that, and that's why they offer Saturday delivery. Official logistics company of things running smoothly, even while your customers drop everything for the game. Stay on top of your game day right this football season with LG's game-changing logistics company of Alabama Athletics.
Hey fans, do game day right this football season with LG's game-changing innovations. Visit your local Best Buy store and talk to an expert blue shirt about getting your home ready for game day with the fingerprint-resistant LG Black Stainless Steel Series. For a limited time, receive up to $500 instantly with a purchase of qualifying LG appliances. Download the Best Buy app or visit bestbuy.com/LG appliances to redeem offer and do game day right.
The best way to handle game day is with the brand new Nissan Rogue Sport. Agile enough to zip around the parking lot, nimble enough to back into the perfect tailgate spot, and just the right size to make sure you and your crew get there at game time. The brand new 2017 Nissan Rogue Sport, built for game day. Take on today. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
From the Superdome in New Orleans, it's the Sugar Bowl on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Alabama leads Clemson 10-3 as we welcome you back to New Orleans. Don't forget, coming up shortly, the Full Moon Barbecue halftime report. Scores, highlights, all sorts of action today, and Brian Houseworth will keep you up to speed on that. And folks, you know that in football there's always a winner and a loser. But when it comes to great Southern barbecue, there's only one winner, Full Moon Barbecue, voted one of America's top 10 barbecue joints, now with 15 locations to serve you. The Full Moon Barbecue halftime report coming your way in just about 4 minutes and 6 seconds of playing time. Phil, Bama needs some points right here. It'd be a great opportunity.
Well, we talk about the last 5 minutes of the first half and the first 5 minutes of the second half being as critical as any part of a given 60-minute game, and Alabama's got a chance to put a chokehold on this game. Up 10-3, 4:06 left in this first half, and supreme field position at the 40-yard line.
And then Bama gets the ball to begin the second half. Here we go, 1st and 10 for the Tide from the 40. The option toss outside, Damian Harris cuts inside of 2 men, breaks a tackle across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Nothing but Damian that time. He did it all after getting that option toss.
Well, We talked about Clemson and some of the missed tackles that they have from the linebacker and safety position. How about Brian Dable, NFL coach for the better part of his career? He's brought the lead option back to the Alabama offense.
He has. With Foster wide to the far side and 2 wideouts to the near. Here's a 2nd down and 5 for Alabama. Harris, the running back in the pistol, gets the snap, does Jalen, hands off to Harris, runs up the back of a teammate. That was Irv Smith Jr., and he gets a yard maybe out to the 46. There's a flag all the way across the other side.
Defense number 45, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Offside, the 3rd penalty of the night against Clemson. The flag was all the way across on the far sideline, but that's enough to move the chains on a 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Bama gets a fresh set of downs now in Clemson territory at the plus 48.
Here now is a 1st and 10 from that 48-yard line of Clemson. Bama in the white, trimmed in crimson. Clemson in the all orange. Hurts gets the snap. Gives it to Damian, far side. He gets undercut after a pickup of 3, slashing to the far side. Van Smith, the free safety, came up again. It'll be a 2nd down and 7 now with 2:49 remaining in the first half. Each team has the full complements of 3 timeouts remaining down the stretch here.
Yeah, Bama would love to take the clock and another score to the second half here at the second quarter.
On a 2nd down and 7. Wide outs, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Tight end on the right side. Harris, the running back. Gives to Damian. Big hole. He's got a 1st down. Inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line. Bozeman and Cotton, but particularly Bradley Bozeman, blowing up that defensive front of Clemson.
Well, Alabama wanted to run the football to the right side. They wanted to direct some action towards Austin Bryant.
The first of the half.
The left end for Clemson, and they found some running room again that time with Damian Harris.
You heard the call of timeout. Clemson, their first of the half. We break away with Alabama on the move, leading 10-3 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
And now, a look inside the locker room at St. Vincent's.
You all know what we have to do. We've assembled a team to give our patients outstanding health care. And from having babies to injuries on the ball field and beyond, we're going to give them exceptional doctors, advanced diagnostics, and all the personal attention of St. Vincent's. And yes, Eloise, your St. Vincent's 119 spa treatment has been confirmed. Woo! There are no half times, there are no timeouts. We got to go out there and help some patients.
Victory comes from uncompromising commitment, the grit to keep going when the going gets tough, the fortitude to forge ahead when faced with adversity, because winners always find a way and champions never settle for second. So if you want to be the best, you have to look your best, and that means wearing University of Alabama apparel from the Soup Store. The Soup Store has the licensed merchandise you want, including shirts, hats, and other gear in every size imaginable. Show your Crimson Tide pride and go to soupstore.ua.edu. That's SUPE store.ua.edu.
1, 2, 3. Live from the Superdome in New Orleans, it's the Sugar Bowl on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Welcome back, everybody. 2:20 remaining in the first half. Alabama leads 10-3. If you didn't hear, Georgia has defeated Oklahoma 54-48 in overtime out at the Rose Bowl. So Georgia has punched their ticket back home to the college football championship game 1 week from tonight. Boy, would the nation love to see an all-SEC.
Yeah, I'll tell you one guy that would, Paul Feinbaum. But Alabama's got bigger fish to fry right here. Yes. 2:20 on the clock. All 3 timeouts. Clemson being forced to use one of their timeouts because they know Alabama's going to try to milk this clock, get a score on the board, and they get the football first to start the second half.
Here now they come to the line of scrimmage as soon as our brethren on the TV side finish their commercial break. They have done so, and here comes Alabama now breaking the huddle.
With the exception of that one penalty down inside the 5-yard line, Bama's been very clean offensively tonight.
Scarborough, the running back, to the left of his quarterback. Wideouts are stacked on either side, one behind the other. Jalen Hurts claps his hands, looks right, throws on the screen, right side Ridley, up the right sideline, close to the first down, steps out 1.5 yards shy. James Skalski, the middle linebacker, took the running room away, but a nice first down play that picks up 8, maybe 9 yards.
Yeah, that's a Clemson play. You stack your receivers to both sides, one behind the other, throw the quick screen, and let Calvin Ridley do the rest.
Takes away the pass rush, that quick release. Now with Scarborough, the running back in the pistol formation. Fake. Here's a fade route, right side. Foster knocked away, and a flag on the play. Trayvon Mullen, the defensive back, used his arm to clear Foster away on a fade route. That comes at the 2-yard line. We'll hear from referee Land Clark. They're going to discuss if it is a catchable football. The right arm had a hold of Foster, but it wasn't a catchable football. Let's listen.
There are fouls by both teams, and they will offset. An eligible player downfield. Offense number 73. Pass interference. Defense number 1. Offsetting fouls. Second down.
So the offsetting penalties, Jonah Williams ineligibly downfield, and Trayvon Mullen, the defensive pass interference.
Yeah, and that was a vertical shot to Robert Foster, the senior from Monaca, Pennsylvania. And Alabama, in some ways, gets a break because it goes both ways. Now 2nd and 1, very manageable here for the Tide.
1:51 remaining in the half. Here's the give to Scarborough. He'll run off the back of a teammate. I don't think he's going to get there. It's going to be short. It'll be a 3rd down and 1 yard. He'll actually lose about a half yard. Christian Wilkins, the defensive tackle, stood up that side of the Alabama offensive line, and Scarborough ran up on a teammate's back.
And of course, this clock continues to run now. 1.5 left. Alabama all 3 timeouts, but need to pick up the first here on 3rd and 1.
Bama 4 of 7 and 3rd downs to give Scarborough. Goes right. He turns the corner. Gets tripped up that time by Mullen, but a first down as he crawls forward to the 19-yard line.
Of course, the clock will temporarily stop as they move the chains. And Alabama has got multiple plays. They have 6-7 plays here to punch this ball in the end zone.
They say his knee hit at the 21. So it's a 1st and 10 from there. Handoff goes 1 yard to the 20. And timeout Alabama being called by Coach Saban on the far sideline. Kendall Joseph
Alabama
made the stop.
First of the half. Be 3 seconds in length.
So the timeout against Bama there first.
Well, the Tide has played this almost to perfection in terms of you get the stop defensively. Now you get the football back on your own 40, north of 4 minutes. You've taken 3 minutes off the clock. You're right at the high part of the red zone, the yard line. 1:04 left. You got 2 timeouts left. All you have to do is just play football here. You've got more than ample number of plays
this holiday season. Be a hero. Give the gift of Overwatch and save 50% on the Game of the Year edition for PC and consoles. Overwatch. Get it now and save 50%.
And the best defense for Bama is an efficient offense.
Yeah.
And the time of possession has been dominated by the Tide. And again, 1:04 left. You've got at least 4 plays.